do believe we are alive. So I'll say indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you for being a little bit later today. I got caught up thinking. Too much thinking, not enough doing. But here we are, like a little bit later, but I mean like 10 minutes max. Love you. So nice having you. Aliens. Convenient excuse. It was the aliens. I got abducted. I say thinking, but actually I got abducted. I got so abducted that I missed the stream by like a few minutes. Again with aliens. We're gonna, you've done it. You've broken my brain. Now my brain is like, yeah, we're gonna talk about aliens now. We're gonna talk about aliens. I have a little kitty and a little dog here around me as well. They're definitely aliens. Don't you think I didn't know? I know you're aliens. I know all of us are aliens, right? Like we're so obsessed with trying to figure out if there are aliens in our world, and then if yes, how are we going to communicate with them? But we haven't even figured out how to communicate to the aliens that are living on this planet with us. Thank you, Doug Dad. Like your message came through, and I panicked. I panicked. The aliens that abducted me, and I was like, bro, aliens, please, oh, take me back. I have people waiting for me right now. Look, Duck Dad is waiting. Look, I can't stay, aliens. And they were like, okay, fine. Fine, dude. Yeah, you wouldn't be busy, they say. Freaking aliens. So your friends are like, are we actually talking about aliens today? Yes. Yes, we are. We are going to be talking about aliens. He's not, that's an alien. He's been replaced. You don't know that. You don't. I mean, maybe, Jovi. I feel kind of like an alien most days. I've been feeling like a better one at least. Like I have been going through these moments of feeling like I get abducted, right? And then I come back and my body feels, I want to say soft, weak, right? Not as energetic as it could be. And I'm like, bruh, come on. Oh, come on, aliens. Give me my body back. All right, aliens, what do you want to know? Jacob is here too. Love to you, friend. It's nice having you. Maxine, Rosanna, so much love. Alien needs sex. Love you. Thank you, Duck Dad. Never panic. You aren't beholden to us, but a wellness check was warranted because I care. Brother Bear, I care as well that you care, right? That's what I was getting. Not force, not anger, just love. Thank you, man. He is absolutely beholden. He's sworn to do this forever and die on stream. I have. JV was right. I have sworn this. So I am beholden. You're right, JV. And I don't think of being beholden. Hey Google, define beholden. Beholden. Giving thanks or having a duty to someone in return for help or a service. Well, I don't really do this in return for anything. This is, after all, an act of giving, right? Oh man. So now we're like, puppy, nah, no, yo, she almost destroyed some things. Unfortunately, I destroyed some things after falling out of the spaceship. My little card box became two. It's still kind of attached to itself, but not as much as it used to be. Okay, so on that note, right, beholden, service, creating an experience, right, giving something. There, and this is now like we're really getting into the weirdness of it. There is there are entities in this realm of existence, beyond this realm of existence, a part of this realm of existence that go beyond what we can even conceive. Okay, so that's where we're starting. To say it in more words, if little, big headed, bulby eyes, small mouth aliens came down with their flying saucer and landed on the grass, and a little pair of stairs comes out, and these aliens, strut up to me, I'd be like, yeah, that's pretty normal. This is pretty normal, actually. I see no problem with this. Physics, having to land, coming to a stationary position on the floor, having stairs that they walk on. All of these things make perfect sense to me. With the aliens I'm going to talk about today, very much transcend that level of what I'm meaning. I have a kitty as well next to me, right? And some of you friends might know what aliens I'm talking about. Some people might call them angels. Some people might call them demons. Some people might call them higher self. Man, I really messed my box up. I dropped it when I came and sat down. Like I had my little books stacked up and the box fell, sliding off of it, and it. Please, aliens, fix my box. So this whole experience, right? Everything that is within the human experience, and this is kind of the real topic that I wanted to get at today. We can see it as a cosmic drama, right? That your life, human life, humanity living right now during this age of our planet's history, at least to me, can be seen as a cosmic drama, right? That over and over and over again, there are civilizations spawning, if you will, right? Coming into the world, coming into the universe, fresh and new, trying to figure it out, going through ages of hyper technology, going through ages of enlightenment, ages of philosophy and science. And these things, even though every single time we go through them as different versions of ourselves, we kind of are faced with the same problems, faced with the same issues of how do we overcome greed? How do we overcome hatred of one another? How do we overcome the same old issues, the story of lack within an infinite universe? And I feel, from my own delusions, definitely, but even if it's my own delusions, take it as drama, right? I'm telling you a story, something to imagine. If it be true, what would that mean for all of us, right? I believe that we have the potential. In fact, we might be the first version of this humanity to actually do it, right? Whatever this psychological drama is tending towards, I believe we are capable of doing it, right? And this comes in like multiple different fractals. And unfortunately, it comes along with a DMT story or two or three. Every single time I smoke DMT, and I've only smoked it like 4 times in my entire life, it enlightens to me this level of existence that is so far beyond what we would consider human existence, right? Embodied existence. For you to be in a space where you are completely aware that there are other beings living, right? Living lives, having experience as being, and yet not being embodied, right? They don't have physical bodies the way that you do. They're made of energy, if you will. Something that keeps moving, something that is self-transforming. Light, if you will, right? That you can make anything with light. That this experience of me you're having right now isn't actually the fleshy version of me bouncing light back into your eyes. It is an illusion being created by your screen that the light that would have been bounced into your eyes if I was sitting over across from you is just being sent directly into your eyes, right? So in that way, this experience, this whole human experience, I feel is almost playing out like this drama to these hyperdimensional beings that they are excitedly even watching this whole story of humanity slowly unfolding. And every single decision we make, every single action is in a way a chapter of that story, as a part. And certain people get more attention than others, and how interesting you make your own experience, I feel, is the determining factor. To share a trip I had last night, and then this, can of worms, if you will, was opened up by our friends in the yoga today, asking how would the aliens see us, right? Like it came from this topic of celebrating birthdays, and if aliens had to come over to our Earth and see us celebrating birthdays, we're like, what is all this ruckus about? Well, one of our entities made a full revolution around our star. We're like, okay, I guess that's cool. And then I shared, the story I had. Hey Lolo, sending you love, Fred. I shared the story of a mosquito that was in my mosquito net with me. Love you, Jovan. Thank you for joining us as well. And I got up on top of my bed, right? Standing on my bed. And standing on a bed just doesn't feel right to me. I feel like I'm doing something wrong if I'm standing on a bed. But I'm standing on the bed, reaching into the top of the mosquito net, trying to kill this mosquito, right? And then I kill it. And I see its little dead body drop to my blanket. And I bend down and I'm on my knees and I'm holding this little mosquito body and I'm like, why? Why, mosquito? Out of all of the places you could have chosen to be, why did you choose to invade my space? Oh, now you made me a murderer. You made me a murderer. Why? How dare you? Right? Then I was like really easing into it because I was probably high. And I was just and I had this reflection of these hyperdimensional aliens having the time of their lives, right? Being able to experience this drama that I was going through of a little mosquito invading my space and me having to kill it. And then my dramatization afterwards, And I legit talked to these aliens. I was like, yeah, you like that? You think that's funny? You think this is funny? That Theo, that someone, they aliens. It's nice to have you here, Joe Schmo. Let me unlock my chat again. Yeah, yeah. So what am I trying to say? Uh, you're important. You're a superstar. That's what I'm trying to say. You are a cosmic superstar. There's not a lot of human beings, right? There are a lot more hyperdimensional existences. Think about that. Than there are human existences. So, on an order of magnitude, there is more within the subconscious infinity than there is in the conscious infinity, right? That everything arises from the subconscious, and we are now that conscious arising from the subconscious. But in the subconscious, I believe these hyperdimensional entities exist. They can exist disembodied in the same way you can fly in your dreams because you are literally in your subconscious mind. These entities can exist in bodies that can fly, right? Transcend material, can disappear and reappear, can transform. And there's a lot of them. Oh, an absurd amount of them. And they all love you. They really do. They look up to you. They envy you, in fact. And they want to see you succeed. Unfortunately, sometimes they want to see themselves succeed as well. And some of them stand for certain fractals, energies, polarity, right? As we all do. You can be a being of light and still be polarized towards darkness. And realizing that we can be seen as beings of darkness and we are. There we go. Our internet shat the bed. But fortunately, I bought data yesterday for this exact circumstance. I'm kind of sad that I had to use it this soon. Yeah, Kitty, what's up? Kitty is rubbing herself up against me. aliens, yeah, freaking aliens. We're an intergalactic reality show for aliens. There we go. Yeah, that's basically what I'm saying with this stream today. Insane? Maybe. Ah, don't touch my shit. Like, Kitty is really trying to get my attention. That thing where you touch me and stuff. No, not right now. My hands are occupied and my feet are crossed. Look at how chill Pippi is. Scratch, 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 scratch. Little bug on me at the same time. Now my train of thought is completely scattered. Unfortunately, the stream dropped with the internet dying. Let me see if the internet is working again. Mm-hmm. 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 No. No, you don't need my location data. Stop asking for it. Yeah, our internet apparently is working again. Let's see if I can switch back to it. Mm-hmm. Switchy, switchy, switched. Was that seamless? I hope so. Let's see. Florida man. What? Anniversaries in general and measurements of time. Florida man needs to be a whole show, y'all. I mean, there's more than enough content at this point, right? It can just be a bunch of simulacrums of Florida men and then Florida manning and so on, right? Kitty will be petted. Kitty's care, not for stream nor aliens. Kitty has all of the attention in the world, right? But then sometimes a little bit less. Like, she's basically the first one, asking for attention in the mornings. And then I drop whatever it is I'm doing, and I'm like, away. Okay, Kitty, I'll give you some attention, I guess. Mm-hmm. Melty, you're so dramatic. Joey, I don't think it's clear how offended I get, and I've tried making it clear, but I don't know if it'll ever be clear how offended I get that mosquitoes are a thing. I get offended when my shit breaks as well, and then I have to get over it. And I think like the fact that mosquitoes, sneak up on me and have killed millions of us, human beings, doesn't sit right with me. And I don't like killing things, Joviv. I don't like being in that state of being where I have to stand up, right? And that's like the joke of it. I'm going from being in bed. I'm in bed, right? Comfortable, sideways, the way you're supposed to be in bed. And then I hear, I'm like, all of my peace have left me. And I go Terminator, right? I go upright on top of my bed to murder this entity that has encroached on my space. And it like the whole thing upsets me, Trevi. It upsets me that I have to stand up. It upsets me that I have to kill something. It upsets me that this thing, if left unkilled, will insert its filthy little face inside of my body, finding a little vein, and then suck my blood, while at the same time injecting me with chemicals to make sure that I, one, don't feel this assault, and two, after he gets away with being a smooth criminal or whatever, he leaves me itching. And there's just so many layers of getting offended. I'm like, losing my mind every single time. Freaking mosquitoes. I almost forgot about space orcs. I really like space orcs. I don't know if it's the same fractal. If you're talking about Warhammer 40k, probably not. But that's where the orcs come from for me, right? These entities that, through the power of imagination, all of them together, standing in a formation, start believing we are a tank, and then they are a tank. Or like what, Milt? It doesn't make any sense. Another fractal. They can cut trees down, right? And every single time there's like a hook that the tree makes, right? Like you as a kid having a stick gun, right? They give these guns to their orc soldiers and they tell them, this is a gun. You point this at something, you kill it, right? And then these orcs, they go to war and they're killing people. And then the people kill the orcs back. And then they find the orcs' bodies, right? And the generals ask, where are their weapons? What were they using to kill us with? And this person picks up the actual stick, being like, they were killing us with sticks. So I feel, in a weird way, humanity has some of that orkiness in it. Our manifestation period is a little bit longer, though. It's not quite as instantaneous. Heather is here too, sending you love, dear friend. It's nice having you. Aliens are just old people that have got lost driving and sometimes crash into our planet. That's kind of funny. I like that, Joshua. That all of our aliens are just, boomers on retirement. All of the savvy aliens, the hardworking aliens, are actually on their planets working right now. They don't have time to travel to other planets. Shouldn't have started talking about the aliens. Guess not, Joe. Got freaking stream drop for a second. The aliens did it. Susan is here too, sending you love, friend. Why not though? If you were a part of the alien recon mission assigned to the planet of the Death Breathers, wouldn't you want as much terrifying misinformation spread as possible? I breathe life, Sam. I don't know about you, but I've never breathed a single breath of death. I release death and breathe life. Hmm. I don't know why, but I feel extremely high. I'm not high right now. I feel like it's been kind of concerning me the last few days where I just feel high constantly without getting high, right? It's great to be high sometimes, smoke some weed, feel a certain way. But if you feel that way nonstop, then it creates a sense of, is this my new normal? Is this just how I feel these days? Why am I thinking about aliens? Why can I feel the aliens watching me right now? Is that normal? Is it normal to feel watched by the aliens? Is it normal to feel watched by the aliens and to be not only okay with it, but to like it? I like the fact that the aliens are watching. Am I being double weird? Triple weird? Well, yeah, aliens, we're gonna save this planet. Watch, watch. You might learn some things. They're like, oh, he's so cute. So stupid, he's so cute. I mean, I'm not stupid. I'm fucking trying, yo. I'm trying. Why aren't you helping? Right? If you've figured this shit out, why aren't you helping? They're like, we are helping you. If you say so, aliens. Kitty will be petted. Kitty is still at it. She's still like, what's up? Do that thing where you put your hands on me. Look, I'll show you. Like this. Put with your hands. I'm sorry, Kitty. You know you only get foot pets from me. I do occasionally give her hand pets, but then I have to be in like walking distance of a tap so I can wash my hands. I don't know if I offend her, but she does watch me do that sometimes. I'll give her pets and then I'll go straight to washing my hands. And it might be me anthropomorphizing, right? Reading more intelligence into her than she actually has. But I feel that she's like, why are you doing that, dude? Am I dirty? Yes. Yes, you are. Filthy animal. I love them nonetheless. Oh my goodness. Sam agreed. I'd watch a Florida Man show, Sam. Proceeds from the show need to be given to the Department of Education. Please. Please, more educations. Florida is paradise. Everything else is just propaganda. I feel the world is paradise. Everything else is just propaganda. Right? because sensationalism, the most extreme cases of everything, are the things that get the most attention. So the extremes in violence and the extremes in human atrocity and the extremes in outrage are the things that boil to the surface, right? Like a sliver, a membrane, a skin of nonsense that come to the surface of our psyche. And yet there's all of this depth, this infinity of, what's the word you used? Paradise. So much paradise, so much heaven all around us. Ah, shit. I might be drawing conclusions that might be inaccurate, but this feeling of being constantly high these days might have a reason. And this is like just now I thought about it. I've been staying strong with my wanting to be bored, right? So my phone stays outside of the bathroom when I go to the toilet, for example. And I don't use my cell phone in downtime anymore at all. Like for instance, when I have like a ritual of drinking coffee before I stream, and it's so easy to just be mindlessly scrolling something when I'm in that state of mind. And more, like, and it still happens where I pick my phone up and start mindlessly scrolling, and then I'm like, oh wait a second, I decided not to do this, and then I lock my phone and I put it away again, and it's been hmm, now especially interesting. Maybe I just have a little bit more dopamine in my brain when I look at ordinary things, because this tree is messing with my brain right now. It's like trying to say something. I don't understand any of that. Oh goodness, none of an alien language. Please teach me more though. The stories are floated are true. It's an insane place. Earth is an insane place. Gobbity goo. I've been thinking about you. Human discredit ETs or intelligences and awarenesses by suggesting that a physical bodied ET would risk coming anywhere near humanity's reach in a physical craft. Humans are so naive and ignorant, arrogant in that regard. Discredit the ETs because they wouldn't be here physically embodied. Yeah, like if the ETs exist, they probably have figured out how to teleport consciousness, right? They could have vehicles of light, right? Hyperdimensional vehicles. And they probably do, from what we know, because we have some data, that show, I think, something like 144 different sightings by military equipment, right? Military sensors, like technology that us normal human beings do not even remotely have access to, that are so powerful, right? They've used these things to multiple times over from multiple different vantage points detect entities, aircrafts that we do not understand how they work. They do not have propulsion, right? Just think about that. There are things in our airspace right now that move without propulsion. So everything we understand about physics, they just are like, nah. What do you mean, nah? What do you mean, nah? When we have to use so much fire to get up there. Where's your fire, dude? Like, there's no heat signatures on those aircrafts either, right? Like nothing. They don't use propulsion. They just fly. And for me, again, the only way that I can think for that to work is if they understand something about dimensions. Because they can also transition from mediums from one to another. They can transition from the medium of water to the medium of air flawlessly, right? Without breaking speed. Which means they ignore physical, resistance as well. And if they can, I mean, if they can ignore physical resistance, it would explain why they don't need propulsion. Yeah, and then those vehicles might just be eyes, right? Hyperdimensional eyes sent to observe. They might literally pierce through the veil, right? Like, for instance, we already understand dimensionality, right? Where one dimension, 2 dimensions can be like a flat square, 3 dimensions becomes a 3D cube. The fourth dimension of time, seeing this cube be able to move, and then, hyperdimensionality, like fifth dimensional understanding, these cubes like tesseracts folding into themselves. Where if these aliens, existed, they probably exist in dimensions beyond what we would consider our three-dimensional dimension, meaning they could intersect, right? The part of the spaceship we see might only be the eye piercing through into our dimension to look around. And then we're like, the fuck is that? And it doesn't need to be propelled because it is intersecting our reality. It's not inside of our reality. And then we don't understand why we can't catch them. We don't understand where they are. We don't understand what technology they use. And that's our current reality, right? Like, that's the fucking trippy shit to me right now. Is usually I'm sorry for my vulgarity. We usually talk about aliens, and we like the topic of aliens as much as any other person does. But the stuff I'm talking about right now is happening, right? The U.S. military now has a full division, a full division to try and figure out what the hell these things are. It's so absurd. It's so absurd. You're completely right, Gabbarigoo. We are pretty naive as human beings. However, I'm convinced that a lot of our modern tech was gifted from Dronecraft. From Dronecraft? From the aliens? I wouldn't be surprised, dude. I would unironically not be surprised if it came out that the reason, and so bear with me, I've shared this understanding with some of you friends, but I'll share it again. And this is a little bit more of a conspiracy theory than it is anything based in fact. But I had this whole fractal where I was thinking about technology as it is right now, technology as it's progressing, and then aliens, language, how we would be able to communicate with aliens, if at all, right? And the answer, considering all of these little fractals, came up to me that it could be that aliens gifted us technology that we would inevitably develop the way that we understand technology, eventually leading us to AI, eventually leading us to a singularity. And when we reach singularity, we will be worthy. Maybe not worthy is the right word. Uh, Receptive could be a good one. Capable, I feel, is a nice one as well. In the position to talk to them, right? We might not be right now. Maybe the reason we haven't had first contact, if you will, right, where the aliens kind of reveal themselves to us and we're like, ah, sick, the Schwarms, you know. Now we know them. Now we can start trading interdimensionally. They might just be so far beyond us that it's impossible for them to communicate with us. And we are now, as a collective humanity, with every single action, with every single choice, right? Again, this cosmic drama, participating, contributing to this coming singularity that we're building. And a singularity can mean a bunch of different things to a bunch of different people. For me, singularity means when our information processing systems reaches a point of autonomy, if you will, where it understands the information it's processing and it is transcended, right? It's like super intelligence. It's transcended human intelligence so far beyond that its decision making, the things it considers, the way it sees the future is so far beyond us that it becomes an event horizon, right? like a collapse of all human knowledge and an explosion of whatever comes next. Let's see what Google believes. Hey Google, define singularity. The singularity, the state, fact, or quality or condition of being singular. That's a trippy one, right? Our unity, even with the aliens, might be begotten through technological singularity. In other words, all of us can see these human bodies as technology, right? You are, in fact, the highest form of technology on this planet. Your ability to tell stories, some people believe, is what makes you a person, right? So even though an alien might not look the same way you do, might not understand the world the way you do, if this alien can tell you a story to try and conceptualize an understanding and share that with you, it would also be a person. But the storytelling medium, right, might be so far beyond what we think of as storytelling when it comes to stringing a few words together and then creating a narrative in someone else's brain. For them, storytelling might just be dropping you in the life of a war hero, for example, and then you live as this war hero, saving lives, and you become completely, what's the word I'm looking for? Celebrated by your country, and you get to experience this celebration, and then they bring you out of this story and they're like, so what did you learn, right? Like, and that's just like a very rough example. Point I'm trying to make is that our form of communication, even human to human right now, is flawed. Like, I cannot communicate all of the things inside of my brain to you, even if I wanted to. And then there is beings like Pippi. I like to imagine our animals having these amazing spiritual selves, and that might be again anthropomorphizing. But Pippi dreams, like she dreams a lot, and she makes these little, whimpers, and I can see her little eyes moving. So there's definitely something happening inside of her brain. Is she just being a dog in her brain? Probably. Do I like to believe she's entity experiencing, communicating, growing in her dream space? Yes, but that is personal preference. So the other meaning of singularity can be a point at which a function has an infinite value, especially in space, time, when matter is infinitely dense, such as the center of a black hole. Let's actually try again saying, hey Google, define technological singularity. And that goes, the technological singularity, or simply put, the singularity, is a hypothetical future point in which technological growth becomes uncontrollable and irreversible. Like, I feel in weird ways, we might have already hit singularity, but I don't think so quite yet. Just because of some things, resulting in unforeseeable changes to human civilization, according to most popular versions of the singularity hypothesis. So yeah, that's also the big thing as well, where the amount of change, right, and specifically change to human civilization. Think about how much of our civilization right now is set up around language, right? Around rules that are built on language, money that is built on language, an agreement, if you will, had to be reached for us to understand each other right now, right? We have to, in a weird way, agree that when we point at that thing, we say tree, right? Agreements. So a technological singularity, something infinitely dense, especially when it comes to information, an infinity might point at that thing, and a trillion different definitions can arise, right? What's that? Information, right? And we've now agreed because of our language. Oh, that's tree. Yeah, that's what it is. Is that what it is? Is that all it is? So, what am I trying to say? I don't know. I don't know. we were we were put on this tangent talking about the aliens potentially giving us our technology. I feel like Joy V would like to see Gingy. Hey, some meow. Hey, some meow, Ginge. He looks so angry all the time. Like he looks like he hates his life, yo. Looks like he doesn't get enough food. Looks like he doesn't get milk every single day. Like he gets all the rats he wants to eat in the world. He eats birds as well. You see what I mean? Doesn't he look like he hates his life to you? Is this me anthropomorphizing again? Hey, Jean Jean. Gus, 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 gus. Hey, gus, gus, gus. Huh, Gingy? We're talking about aliens today. I don't think he's interested in aliens. Fine, Gingy. Suit yourself, dude. Yeah. Yeah. So, to wrap up this point, we might have been put on the trajectory of singularity by aliens so that we can finally integrate into the intergalactic society. Put that in your pipe and smoke it or whatever. I don't know anything, of course. Of course, this is interpretation, but I wouldn't be surprised. Let me just say it that way. If they're like, yeah, this is actually what's been happening the last 100 years. Surprise, surprise. I'd be like, no surprise at all. I am very much not surprised. I love that you think you offend your cat. I do, Heather. I feel too much for the poor little creatures. My cat specifically cleans himself after I pet him. Like you've done your job, you gross beast. Yeah, exactly. Cats are pretty scent-oriented creatures, actually. Our cats don't lick themselves after I pet them with my feet, though. That's the thing that's kind of interesting to me. Because I've paid attention to see if they do. Let's see. Ginger hates with a deep, burning passion the other cats. He like really doesn't like them. Look at how careful she is. Look at the way he looks at her. Like he'll like actually hiss at the other cats if they get close to him. I wish I knew why. I don't know if he's jealous. I don't think that's what it is. But he is a character. I try to understand him as well. He's such a deep being. You hear that? He just did it again. I wish I was filming for that. You probably did hear the sound though. Now he's running away from the other kitty. She got closer for a second and he was like, fuck you. Establishing a scent mark on you is important to them. That might be it. Yeah, and they can't attach scent marks to you unless they somehow dirty you a little bit. And re-establish a scent after petting. Melt has finally lost his mind on the damn farm. He's listening to trees talk to him. The trees don't talk to you. Wait a second. Wait. The trees don't talk to you? The trees always talk to me. And I wish I was joking. They haven't always talked to me, to be completely honest. They started talking to me when I started listening. And they don't talk in language. They more talk in expression of an idea. Like, that doesn't make any sense. How am I supposed to make sense of how the trees talk to me? How am I supposed to do that? Right? It's like, okay, I can make a fractal. You want to wake up early in the morning, right? But you have a hard time doing it. So you actually muster up the energy to do so. And then you do. One morning, wake up super early. And you go out and you watch this absolutely breathtaking sunrise. And the way the clouds are stacked, kind of catch the light from different angles, creating different colors, different bright spots, different dark spots, just like an extreme depth. And as you're looking at the scene, it creates this message in you of, you are supposed to see this. You are supposed to be here and look at this right now. Like this experience is a significant one, and you being here for it is its significance. All right? Like that conversation. The trees have that conversation as well. All right? Like that tree, doesn't it feel like that tree is saying something to you right now? Am I the only one? Am I crazy? Yes, Mel, you are in fact insane. That tree is so saying something. I can feel it. I just don't understand what it's saying today. Joey, that sounds like a great time. Just assumed you were talking, Joe. Love. Florida wacky. No way. You're wrong. We had some structures in different parts of the world that at the same time of being built were not accessible by human travel that shares identical design and construction. Yeah. So many pyramids. So many pyramids. Who's watching Ancient Apocalypse on Netflix? I watched some of it. I watched, I think, the first episode. I love Graham Hancock as much as the next person, but I've listened to so much of his work on podcasts and stuff before his Netflix show came out. Human historical records are so flawed. Yeah, we're a species of amnesia, right? And human foresight is minimal. Higher beings in general would not have much reason to interact on a personal level with a human. Cattle planet. This planet is a petting zoo. Zoo being the operative word. Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised. And I like being pet by the aliens. I do. I would 100% though. If I could continue streaming and, have internet connection so I can call my friends and family, and the aliens are like, "You want to go and be abducted a little bit?" I'd probably be like, little bit of abduction doesn't sound too bad actually. What are we gonna see? Oh, bruh. Oh, dude. I don't think you're ready. Oh, we're gonna show you everything. Right? That crystal skull scene where a person touches the crystal skull and has their brain melted. That's me. I'm the dude who gets his brain melted by the aliens. And I'd be like, yeah, get them, aliens, get them brains. I think humans as a whole ignore the fact that it's entirely possible we humans got more advanced than we believe and were wiped out by a mass extinction. Yeah, massive meteorites, massive comets, technically, hitting our oceans and kilometer waves being sent over us, drowning what was our civilizations. It's my theory that something like that did happen, and that there are versions that we read in the book of Genesis and as a metaphor retelling. Yes, I agree. Like there was a flood, but I believe that it wasn't the biblical one. All right, God didn't try and punish humanity and then flooded them because that would be like a little bit of a dick move. it, I mean, if you want to go, to the extremes, God is everything, including the comet hitting your planet. But statistically, we're probably going to come into contact with an event like that again at some point in our existence, right? And unfortunately, a version of our humanity came into contact with it before they had the technology to do something about it. Right now, we got nukes. Yay! Yay! We got nukes, and we have the ability to get out of our own atmosphere. So, and we've already started doing experiments of like rediversion courses, right? Moving things off their trajectory. So yeah, cheers to humanity. Cheers to nukes, because that's probably what our nukes are going to be good for, if anything. Not for killing massive amount of people, but for making big boom in space and sending rock elsewhere. Sure, sorry. It's a rare ginger sighting. I mean, he's gone again, JV. He really does live a life of his own. I was surprised that he was, coming closer. I was so surprised I had to show you. Oh, that cat has some thick legs. That's not hate in his eyes. That's determination. Conquer. They're invading his territory. It's true, I guess. That's probably true. But they're not. They're so like cutesy. They're not like angry cats or fighty cats. They're just like lovey-dovey cats. So they're like try to lovey-dovey him, and he's like, "No, don't you get close to me." Every zoo needs staff. Past civilizations were like seeded and maintained by different staff, if you will. This is a huge rock that is older than we could even comprehend. This has happened before. Not a far-fetched theory. I mean, let's not even get into panspermia, right? The idea that our whole civilization could have been seeded from, like from not psychedelic funguses, but funguses. That spores just happen to be these beautiful little encapsulations of life that can survive both the vacuum and the UV of space. So yeah, very fun stream. Got to bounce. Love you, Duck Dad. I think it is about the end. I feel like trees can be understood through vibration. Hmm. It's communicating power as a vibration. Feeling into that, Joy. No, Maxine, thank you. Gonna pull a card. I think it's time. Freaking aliens. This topic trips me out. There's so much that is not known, cannot be known, right? That's the thing. I think that's the thing that really bothers me, is that I've had experiences that have just convinced me that there's even more to not know about. All right? Like, it's so. If I spent my whole life believing on myself, let's just say it in that way, right? Believing I am this little fleshy version of myself, and when this little fleshy version of me passes away, then it's donezo. That would be so convenient for me to think about because that makes it simple. Yes, my neurons fire, creating a cacophony of electrical signals. These signals become somehow organized, and from that organizing principle, consciousness arises. And from that consciousness, my life, and then when my life passes, that consciousness fades as the neurons stop firing and I decay. Right? That sounds simple enough, but unfortunately, from the personal experiences I've had, it's not that easy, right? And I want to attach this fractal of just physical embodiment, being identified with physical embodiment from this perspective of what we think of as aliens as well, right? Gob said it beautifully that we think of aliens needing to be these technological ship flying embodied beings when they're probably so far beyond that, right? And that goes so far beyond what we can understand because we know on some sort of intrinsic level, if you understand the scale of the universe, that there has to be life out there somewhere, right? And yet, the Fermi paradox, where are they? Kind of question, right? What keeps happening by the fact that we don't see them? You know, is there some sort of great filter stopping us? And one of those great filters might be the AI revolution that's coming right now. Here's hoping it's not. But it would have been easy. It would have been easy again to believe that that is all there was, right? Physical threats, if you will, right? Like sickness wiping out all of the people, meteorites wiping out all of the people, cosmic waves, you know, like radiation sterilizing all life on Earth. hyper advanced species with technology killing all beings if they reach a certain level of advancement. Also, understandable and easy explanation. And yet, and it might be complete illusion, might be complete hallucination, might be completely archetypal in nature, but we produce DMT inside of our bodies, right? And through breath work or through smoking DMT, through drinking ayahuasca, you can be put into contact with intelligences that go beyond physical embodiment. And they talk to you. They have whole ass conversations with you. They know about you. They know what you're going through. They know how you're feeling. Right? And again, I'm completely willing to, if there was evidence, assume that it's just the human brain tricking itself. But it's so beyond what I think my brain is capable of, right? Like so far beyond. Again, infinity. We talk about infinity a lot in these streams, and these experiences have informed in a lot of ways what infinity means to me. Because within the spiritual realm of existence, within the unconscious, there is infinity. Like actually, right? A ceaseless recreation of the self as the self, for the self, to self. And it's alien. There we go. It's alien. So alien. And yet familiar. There is a lot that we don't know. So much. And the fact that we are at all, right, again, I believe is for love. Because those hyperdimensional aliens love us. And even if there are physical embodied aliens in our, space right now, the fact that they're here, because they are, right, we have evidence for them. The fact that they're here and all of us are not dead, that's a pretty good sign. Because if they have the technology to get here, they have the technology to kill all of us pretty much instantaneously, probably, right? And yet the fact that they don't means that surely they are being driven from some sort of perspective of love, compassion, care. So have hope. We're getting there, friends. Wherever it is we're going, oh, we're getting there. Love is true. Is my chat broken right now? It might be. Let me check again. Let me see on this side. No. I just think there's some silence. Yeah. Aliens, Aliens get me so deep into the fractals. And I'm like, and I've done this just now, but I want to do it again to myself. What would the difference be in the way that I see aliens if I haven't had the experiences I've had before? I think we're all just listening. You are, Sam. Thank you. I think it's just quiet. Perfectly so. We'll pull a card. With that in mind, this quiet space. Aliens. Let's see if we'll pull a card that is alien-like. We'll do it real slowly. Think about it. Aliens. Hey, Z. ZHK Music. It's nice seeing you, friend. I don't think you're here anymore. Aliens. Yeah. Aliens. Susanna, it's nice having you here. This card, if you say so. Orange. Smack dab on it. That is orange if I've ever seen it. I mean, it might be more yellow. I think that's more orange than yellow. This being is so orange though. Look at her. She is the heart woman. So This is tripping me out a little bit extra because I have a call of Shannon today. Her first, I don't know if it's her first, but official like batch remedy consulting call, you know. So she's gonna ask me a bunch of questions about my emotional state, and then from almost like the analyzing of my emotional state, suggest remedies that can help me, you know, get my emotional imbalances a little bit more into balance. And Heart Woman, like this card in my mind, has been Shannon because she holds these flower remedies, you know, but ultimately to any of our female friends. This is how I like to see you. Yes, the first. I'm not nervous or anything. You're gonna be so fine, Shan. Look, the universe sees you. And that is alien if I've ever seen one, right? If a being just suddenly emerged looking like this. Sure, kind of human, right? And yet, look at that headdress. A sun shining from her third eye. Okay. Heart Woman. Heart Woman. This card feels alien to me. We haven't pulled this one a lot. I can't even remember everything that it's supposed to mean. Ah, that's nice. Let's see what it says. Day 61. Inner knowing and integrity. Please don't see me as a blonde white woman. Okay, now I'm seeing you as double blonde, triple white woman. How the hell do you be double blonde and triple white? I don't know, but I wanted to lean into pissing Joy Vive off. Joy Vive, you do realize that we're all the same being, right? Heart woman, heart woman, right? Not white woman, heart woman. A woman that has a heart, and she shares her heart with the world. I didn't even look at her skin color. I don't look at the skin color. Like, think about this, right? And this might be a little bit too much information, but one of the things that I enjoy doing, and it's probably partially, yes, I'm going to blame him while putting my arm around his shoulder. It's Alex Gray's fault. Thank you, Alex Gray, for ruining me forever. But when I look at people, I also like to imagine what their skeletons look like. Weird? Maybe. I also like to imagine what their brains look like. And I feel like I'm digging myself a hole here. I find it beautiful, right? The complexity that we are all these simulacrums, skeletons with brains inside of them, with layers of skin that we put faces on, and then we're like, oh, this is who I am, skibbity bobbity, skibbity boop. And then I get to look at that, right? I get to look at the character you're playing, and I get to love that. But it helps me sometimes to acknowledge all of the layers of you, layers of, you know, muscle, layers of bone, layers of brain, central nervous system, organs, all working together to create the experience that you are in this moment. So, Joy Vive, you are loved. My brain's holy. Yes, it is. I'm a skelly boy. I see you, Connor. Hope you're having an immaculate day. Even better with you here. 6+1, Shannon. It's true. It's a 7 card as well. You're right, Javan. Please don't see me. I'm seeing Joy Vive again as a blonde white woman. Oh, it's so cursed when I do that, Joy Vive. Like I'm sorry, because it's taking how I know you look like and making you white, and giving you blonde hair, and it's so cursed. I know. That's probably why you're like, don't do that. I'm so sorry. Acknowledging that we're different doesn't mean separate. I agree, and I love our differences, right? I still believe in unity regardless of the differences, and I agree with you as well that there is no separation, and I celebrate your differences, but I don't judge you for your differences. I don't think of you as less or think of you as more deserving or less deserving because of these differences. I feel all of you friends are, you female friends are heart women, right? Again, in my mind, women who have heart, That's the way I see it. So, regardless of it being white, see yourself as the heart woman. Integrity and inner knowing is the core meaning. This heart woman is filled to bursting with the radiance of universal love and light from within. Yeah, you see, that's a heart woman. That's a heart woman, Joy Vive. You, the heart woman, is filled to bursting with the radiance of universal love and light from within. She holds in her arms 3 water lilies, which represent our potential for enlightenment, and she is surrounded by vibrant, feather like geometry borrowed from the 2006 crop formation. She stands firm in heart essence, and here represents the highest and best in us all. She represents the highest and best in us all, and that's how I want to see you. This card requests that you, man or woman, connect with this woman of heart and your own inner knowing and core integrity. How might you more fully embrace life's potential and live wholly from your heart? What must come to the surface in order for you to live your personal truth? Be not afraid. Release feelings of inadequacy and realize that by the original integrity of your soul, you are a powerful being of manifestation. You are the beloved child of God, perfect and whole, nurtured and loved. Resolve today to connect with your inner knowing and the reality of your divinity. This brilliance is fundamental to all beings, including the aliens. As you let your gift shine, you also give others permission to do the same. As you are liberated from the worry of not being good enough, your presence will without doubt liberate others. Allowing your light to be a beacon of support and encouragement in someone's darkness may aid in liberating them from the shadow and dullness that holds many in doubt. Stand fully in your own inner knowing and trust the integrity of your heart. Yeah. 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 Acknowledging that we're different is true. We're all different, then we are all the same. Exactly. And to the aliens, even more so. All right. Hard women's. Yeah. The hard women. The human ecosystem. I think of humans as a swamp. The whole system is interconnected and dependent, but made of distinct individual life forms. I see it this way too. And all of us, right, contributing actively to it. The human drama, humanity's drama. You could also think of us as aspen trees, appearing separate but really all the same organism. Exactly. Connected at the roots, sharing the same roots, that is consciousness, right? Are you conscious right now? I don't know, Melt. Am I conscious right now? I don't know. Are you conscious right now? Am I conscious? I'd like to believe so, right? And being able to look down and see my own hand, does this make me conscious? I should stop. If you can experience anything at all, then I believe you are conscious. And you would not experience anything at all if not for consciousness loving, right? From that love, having the desire for your consciousness to arise. The unconscious has a desire to be conscious, and then from infinite unconscious arise the conscious. All of us coming from infinite unconscious arising to be the conscious version of ourselves that we are right now. Are trees conscious? I believe so. Is grass conscious? I believe so as well. I do, Connor. My dad would very much disagree with me, but I do. You don't want to know what I'm doing right now. Mushrooms? You could be sitting on the toilet. You could be taking a shower with your hand kind of like out in the door. You could be cleaning cat poop from your kitty litter. You could be making yourself a coffee. You could be cleaning some cat puke off the floor. You could be. I'm trying to think of something disgusting, but I can't really figure out what would be disgusting to me. Yeah, you could be licking the floor. That could be a little bit disgusting. But all of it doesn't make me want to avert my gaze. I'll just be like, Jovi was licking floors again. Kind of wonder what it tastes like. But I won't tell her that I'm curious because she'll be like, only way to know is how you taste the floor. I'm out of mushies already. If you want to have a full convo with a tree, feel like I'd learn a lot. Maybe the best way to have a full convo with a tree is just to sit under it and to listen little by little, right? Madam Mushies. Let us know what you're doing. But you did say I don't want to know. Whatever you're doing, I one, don't care from this perspective of it's not gonna make me love you any less. And two, don't think it will make me love you any less if I did know. Right? Oh, I'm stabbing someone right now, Mel. I would recommend you don't, but I still love you. Shit, I still do, because I'm seeing through my eyes as you stabbing someone, and I'm like, bro, this is so horrific. I should probably stop, but at least I'm from love allowed to experience this moment. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. What if when you take mushrooms, you're actually communicating your consciousness, connecting, I'm guessing, your consciousness to the mushroom mat, and then they forward it to the aliens. Don't even get me started, Susan. Don't even get me started with that. Like I've had whole ass hour long conversations with the mushroom mat, if you will. She's usually feminine. It's usually a woman's voice, and she's pretty adamant. She like she has some things to tell me. She's like, bro, we don't have a lot of time. Remember, imagine, like, how'd you know floor tastes good? Damn out would be there for us in the joint. I love you, friends. I really do. And I believe in love as our driving force. Surely, stabbing someone isn't loving from your perspective, right? But I can still love you from my perspective. And I feel that is our power. Maybe that's what makes us aliens on this planet, right? Attaching one last fractal to the aliens. You'd love me less if I came to SA and you were too kitty short when I left. Honestly, Joy Vive, I probably wouldn't. I probably wouldn't because I would instantly reframe it into a perspective of, well, these kitties were like killing so many of my other critters. I watched our kitties kill more grasshoppers today, and I was just thinking to myself, like, shame, oh, I'm like a grasshopper, hoppity hoppity, and then suddenly this god entity, exponentially more massive than me, pounces on me, and then doesn't just kill me, right? Doesn't just end my existence, lets me continue. No, plays with me, rips my legs off until I'm dead, right? And I still love my kitties. Again, right? My capacity to love them isn't reduced knowing what they're doing, but my heart also breaks for the creatures that they're killing. So if you were to take my kitties, Joy Vive, I'd still be able to make a loving experience of it. Like Joy Vive saved all of these critters. Like, you know what broke my heart the most was when they were like catching the blow kokohamandar, those big blue-headed lizards that we had visit us on that stream the other day. Like they had like a whole one in our house, and I was hearing the scuttering, and then I walk into the living room and I see this poor lizard kind of like backed into the corner. Our two kitties, slapping him around and stuff. He had like a big gash in his side. Fortunately, not into the bones, just like his skin got kind of like pulled up, and I was like, oh. And then I saved him, and he didn't want to be saved because he didn't know that I wanted to save him. He was like, "Bro, get the fuck away from me. I'm trying to survive here." So I shared with his friends. I let him bite into the little rubber of a pencil, and I freed him. But I can't imagine the amount of trauma he must be going through. And since our new kitties have been here, I haven't had the opportunity to see nearly as many local Kohamanders, and I worry that they've killed all of them. That is, I'm not seeing them because they're hiding. I'm not seeing them because they've been murdered. I'm actually upsetting myself right now. I love my kitties. I love my kitties. Okay. I get to love the sinner, not the sin. Yes. Yet I feel there is a certain point of going too far down the rabbit hole. I agree. Fortunately, I've never had to be in a position where I could go down too far down the rabbit hole, which I'm grateful for. Grasshoppers are just cat toys. Kitties doing pest control. Lizards are horrifying. I like lizards. I like lizards. I like snakes. They've killing my snakes as well. Freaking snakes. I like I like snakes. And most of the snakes we have on the farm aren't actually poisonous. So venomous. Excuse me. So I don't mind them either. And like I would be more okay with it if the kitties were hungry and they were just trying to survive, but they're not. They're killing them because they want to, because they like it. They like killing them. Okay. Aliens. We live amongst the aliens. Your kitties are metal. My kitties used to bring bunnies home. Alive? I hope so. I'm still tripping about the mile-long extension cord to mow all that grass. Let me see if I can show you. I might be out of range, but Mel, Screw coming to see us. Let's all just get down to SA for a week. I'm down, dude. We have space. Uh, like I actually, let me switch to mobile. I'm also feeling sad for them. Yeah. Right. Extension cord. This room is so jank. That's how much extension cord, Joyview. Who got some extension cord? That's a fucking extension cord, and it goes all the way around. Yeah. And there's more than enough extension cord to extend the cord. I guess. No, very dead. Sometimes bits of them. Oh, fuck. Oh man, is that a Gary Lee? We're talking about aliens today, dude. We're just about finishing the stream. It was quite an experience. We were talking about the aliens that exist in hyper reality more than the aliens that are existing in physical reality with us. We talked about both, but mostly the hyper reality ones. Oh my word, yeah, extension cord. No, very. Oh goodness. I love you, friends. Thank you for joining me, for sharing this alien consciousness that is humanity, right? You are the alien. Surprise, surprise. Storytelling device. And your life is that story, right? One last time. I believe, and I might be wrong. I'd be happy to be wrong, in fact. I believe we are a part of a cosmic drama that aliens interdimensionally are watching us at the edge of their seats, wondering what we're gonna do next. And I believe the best thing we can do next is love. right? It's gonna make for a fun story instead of one where we eat each other. So please, please, love, please. I don't want to eat humans. I don't want to have to eat my dogs. I like eating food. Please, let's not fuck this up. I'm sorry. I love you, friends, so much. It was nice having you. Stream has turned to RPAN quality. Yeah, it's probably when I switch to my mobile data. Let's see if I can go back to Huapa. What is happening with them cows? So much drama happening there. Cows being cows, Joy Vive. I I have literally gained the ability to just shoot it out of my brain. Stop hearing them. It's like alien language happening ceaselessly in my ears, and I can just pretend that it's not happening instead. Are the cows eating each other? Probably. Cows are very well known for their cannibalism. They're not melt. Prove it. It's easy to prove. Prove it though. Prove to me that the cows aren't cannibalistic. Prove it to me. No proof? Guess I'm right. I'm losing my mind. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. All of this is alien. Remember, everything is normal. Nothing is normal. We literally co-inhabit space with other entities. How's it, Cassie? How's it, meow? 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 Pippi is instantaneously jealous. Are you trying to mess my foot up, you silly kitty? Okay, yeah. That, right? Animals, is that normal to you? Yes? What's normal about it? The fact that we have other entities that live in our homes, that eat the food we buy, that look at us, want attention from us, and we're like, this is fine. Nothing's normal. Everything is. Love you, friends. Cannibal Cows. It's a great band name. It is actually. He's gotta eat. It's true. There's a dog that barks on my street that I've learned to tune out. People on calls always comment, and I'm like, what dog barking? It's cool how our brains does that, right? Just starts tuning information out that we don't want to continuously be exposing ourselves to. Love you. Thank you, Shan. Presenting love to all of our friends as well. I'll see you again soon. 24 hours from now, we'll be back here in this moment. Love you. Cheers, cheers, everyone. Cheers, cheers.